Yo, welcome to the show. It's Boston's Banter with Frank the Bank and Keith KLava. You know the answer. Talking sports, breaking down the play so raw. From the Celtics to the Sox, we giving you the score. Catch the vibe, we coming live. Filling up your feed, let the passion thrive. Every dunk, every run, we analyze the moves. Shout out to the fans, feel the rhythm and grooves. From Gillette to the Garden, we ain't missing a beat. Frank and KLava bring the fire, can't accept defeat.
What up, what up, what up? Welcome back to Boston's Banter, where the sports are wicked and the banter is pissa. I'm your host, Frank the Bank. With me, as always, is Keith KLava LaCava. What's going on, bro Thornton?
Not much, Plexa Bro Burris.
Plexa Bro, whatever you just said, in the house. That's me, if you didn't know. We're hoping to have a guest this week. Unfortunately, we're not going to have him on this week. We're going to keep trying to get a hold of him. Ryan, thank you for reaching out to him and trying to get that set up. Make him holla valada going to bat for us. We appreciate that.
Yes, sir.
But let's jump right into the Wicked Pissah news. We're going to start right with the Bruins, like we always do here. Fifth in the Atlantic right now. They're only 7 points off the Atlantic leading.
I was just looking.
This is a random team. That's why.
Yeah, I was looking at it and I was like, really? Because the Panthers are last. I saw that.
I know. Yeah. So Panthers were obviously great for the last few seasons, but the Sabres are in first place.
I know the Buffalo Sabres. Yeah, that's what it was.
It's been unbelievable, like how they've did quite a turnaround there.
Yeah, they
but
did.
We're only 7 points off that. 37, 23, and 7 now. 15 games left. We have a very tough schedule. A couple different sites have it analyzed. We have like the second or third worst remaining schedule, hardest schedules left. So that's going to be tough. So let's start off since our last episode, 2-1 overtime win by against the Kings, and that McAvoy goal was sick. It was absolutely sick in overtime. You like to see them win in overtime, obviously. And then they got beat pretty bad by the Sharks. It was like 4-0 at one point. It ended up being 4-2. Yeah,
4-2. Yeah,
it was gross. But then we had a 3-2 shootout win against the Washington Capitals. So 2 wins technically in overtime or a shootout, since last week, which is great. We talked a lot about that this year.
Their struggles there.
And I got to give shout out to Swayman. He stopped all 9 shootout shots.
Yeah,
breakaway.
Finally doing something.
That's crazy. I mean, I feel like that's amazing. I mean, it took us obviously 9 to get ahead too. So I guess that if you look at it that side, it's probably not that good.
Right.
And McAvoy had 2 more goals in this game. He had both the regulation goals, which was great for him. So he's
love to see that.
Yeah, but then last night the Bruins against the Devils, we were up 2-0 going into the second period.
Again.
Yeah, and then we ended up Devils tied it up, ended up going into overtime, and we lost in overtime. So that was a game we really needed against a team that's, kind of not as good as us. So it's like, that was really tough. It's going to be close to see if we make the playoffs. We're right on that bubble, if you will.
On the cusp, man.
Yeah, so what about the Celtics, Keith? How are they doing?
Yes, sir, Frankie. We're going to get over to the Celtics, and currently they are 45-23 on the season, still second in the East behind the Pistons, 7-3 in the last 10. So they're looking pretty good, especially with Jason Tatum back in the lineup. So let's break down what they did this past week. So they lost 125-116 on the road versus the Spurs last Tuesday. Derek White led the way with 34 points. But one guy I want to bring up off the bench is Ron Harper Jr. Oh, yeah. He's been playing really good. 22 points on 8 of 11 shooting from the field and was 6 of 9 from 3. Mm-hmm. So glad to have him coming off the bench.
Yeah, that's sick.
Fall by a second straight loss, which was rare for the season this year.
That's real rare.
This time 104-102 this past Thursday versus the Thunder in OKC.
Thunder is obviously one of the best teams in the league. I mean,
the C's did not have Jason Tatum or Derek White in this one and still only lost by 2.
Yeah, I saw that.
You know what I mean? Jaylen Brown finished with 34 points. Nobody else on the team had over 14 points in that one, so it was rough shooting. Then a 111-100 home win versus the Wizards this past Saturday. Jason Tatum was back in the lineup, and he had a near triple-double with 20 points, 14 rebounds, and 7
expect
assists.
them to beat the Wizards. I mean,
absolutely, dude.
Probably minus 2,000.
I don't care that Trae Young was in the lineup.
Yeah,
and then
that's crazy.
Neemias Queta led the scoring on both sides with 24 points and also had 10 rebounds, bro. He's been killing it. Thank you, Kings.
Really good, and his defense has been phenomenal.
Phenomenal. And lastly, a 120-112 home win versus the Suns on Monday night. Jaylen Brown had 41 points, 7 rebounds, and 6 assists. And then on the other side, Devin Booker, he had 40 points.
Yeah.
Derek White finished with 21 points, but also, Frankie, he became the second Celtic, joining Kevin Garnett, to record at least 75 steals and 75 blocks in the single season. Gotta love that, man. We got Derek White from the Spurs, too. Thank you to them, too.
Derek White's an all-around great player.
Yes, he is. And Frankie, and in other NBA news, man, we got a notable player who just put up crazy numbers.
I was texting you every 2 minutes.
I thought that was a glitch by ESPN, bro. I was like, what is going on here?
I saw it. I heard them talking about it during the Celtics game, and I had to watch it, and I'm like, Keith, he's going nuts. I'm like, have you seen this? And I texting everybody.
Heat big man Bam Adebayo put up 83. Yes, I said it. 83 points versus the Wizards. Again, a team that sucks, but still, he passed his basketball idol growing up, Kobe Bryant's 81 points, which was obviously second all time, and he was only 17 away from Wilt Chamberlain's 100 points in 1962.
Yeah.
Frankie, Bam had 31
crazy.
points in the first quarter. He had 43 by halftime and 62 by the end of the third quarter. Mind you, he was 20 of 43 from the field, so he had the green light all night. But people were giving him because the guy shot 36 of 43 from the free throw line.
I mean,
a lot of
the
free
free
throws
were insane.
That's what I'm saying.
That was nuts.
And he was 7 of 22 from 3. Now, his career high before this game, Frankie, was only 41 points, and he passed that by halftime. Dude.
It was nuts. I kept texting you. I was like, this can't be real. What am I seeing? I mean, there's obviously a lot of talk after the game that the Wizards are just letting them kind of do whatever, and they get foul on them. And, like, once you get to the fourth quarter, you had 62 going into the fourth. I mean, whatever. You're going to hit 80 plus easily, in my
especially
opinion.
against them.
Yeah.
But not only that, Frankie, his 31 points in the first and his 43 in the first half were both Heat records.
Wow.
Now, the Heat killed the Wizards 150 to 129 and kept Bam in the whole time. Like
that's
I said.
the thing. That's what people are talking about. Like, usually when you're up that much, you don't keep your starters in. But they were going for history. You got to give them credit.
Right,
When you're looking at history, you're looking at history. You know what I mean?
You know what else is crazy, too? Nobody else on the Heat had over 18 points.
That's crazy.
He had 83.
That's awesome.
And then, Frankie, we have another record involving Wilt Chamberlain, and this one was actually broken.
Yep.
So Thunder star Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, SGA, breaks Wilt Chamberlain's record with 127 consecutive games, scoring at least 20 points.
Insane.
He broke the record versus the Celtics last Thursday in that close win against us. This record has stood for 63 years, and the reigning MVP streak began on November 1st, 2024, and has continued since. Actually, on Sunday, he scored 20 on the dot.
Wow.
So it almost got snapped there.
Imagine.
Now, that's a model of consistency, if you ask me right there. And obviously, his numbers, they play a huge part to the Thunder's recent success, winning a title last season. And the Thunder are currently first in the West, in great position to repeat as champions again. He's averaging 31.8 points per game this season, which is second in the league, and having another great season. Think about it, too, man. The Hornets drafted him 11th overall in 2018, and then he was traded to the Clippers for Miles Bridges. And then the dumb Clippers traded him along with Danilo Gallinari in 5 first-round picks to the Thunder for Paul George. What did he do for them?
I know, right?
You know what I'm saying? So that was a great pickup for them.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir, Frankie. So let's get over to the NFL.
Oh, we got
news.
some stuff to talk about here too.
We got another flurry of free agency signings and some trades. Before we get into that, we're gonna get into the notable extensions and re-signings.
Yeah.
So the Steelers have signed longtime D tackle Cam Hayward to a 2-year, $32.25 million deal with $16.25 million fully guaranteed. Frankie, he'll be returning for his 16th season with the Steelers. He was a first-round pick for them in 2011, so he's still going strong. The Colts signed quarterback Daniel Jones to a 2-year, $88 million extension with $60 million guaranteed. Get this guy's agent in the Hall of Fame, for Christ's sake. Vikings ended up signing running back Aaron Jones. You know, we used one of our predictions last week, so they ended up bringing him back on a restructured 1-year deal for $5.6 million. So he ends up staying in Minnesota. We thought he was going to be leaving there.
Yep.
And the Eagles re-signed tight end Dallas Goedert to a 1-year deal to return for his 9th season in Philly.
I thought he should stay there. I mean, he's been a good player for them.
Guy had 11 touchdowns last season.
He's a good player. He's been very consistent, you know.
Absolutely, Frankie. So let's get into the free agency moves, man. We got
craziness.
another full list of them. So after missing out on the Max Crosby trade, the Ravens signed defensive end Trey Hendrickson to a 4-year, $112 million deal. He stays in the AFC North. The Ravens get their pass rusher, like I said, after the Max Crosby deal fell through. 49ers bring back linebacker Dre Greenlaw on a 1-year, $7.5 million deal after 1 season with the Broncos, so now he's back in San Francisco.
Yep.
I got this one right. Commanders signed running back Rashad White to a 1-year, $2 million deal. That could reach $4 million with incentives, and he joins his buddy and college teammate Jaden Daniels. And the Commanders didn't stop there. They also signed tight end Chigo Okonkwo to a 3-year, $30 million deal, so they're getting a good tight end.
They need to do something. I mean, that they let go of too many people, and that Brian Robinson trade really was like,
it was like, wait, what are they doing?
Yeah.
They also got one of our guys. They signed pass rusher KLava Chason to a 1-year, $12 million deal.
I didn't want to see that happen.
I didn't either. I like Chason.
Great season for us.
But I feel like we replaced him with Draymond Jones, so we'll see how that works
exactly.
out. The Eagles signed cornerback Tariq Woolen to a 1-year, $15 million deal. Eagles are going to have a nasty secondary with him, Cooper DeJean, and Quinion Mitchell, bro.
Yeah, that's
Those
crazy.
are 3 top guys in your secondary.
Their defense is solid.
Solid. Eagles also signed wide receiver Marquise Hollywood Brown to a 1-year, $6.5 million
for
deal.
them too. I mean, again, if they're going to move on from AJ Brown, which we hope, and we hope we're part of that,
Going to
then,
the Patriots, baby.
I hope so. But that's that's a smart move for them just in case.
And Frankie, we were talking about fullbacks last week. The Giants actually signed longtime Ravens fullback Patrick Ricard to a 2-year, $7.63 million deal that could reach $8.5 million, making him the highest paid fullback in the NFL.
He's nasty. He deserves that.
Fullback position's coming back, bro.
I like that.
The Giants also signed wide receiver Darnell Mooney to a 1-year, $10 million deal. And they also signed wide receiver Calvin Austin to a 1-year, $4.5 million deal.
He's a fast kid, too.
And Frankie, the Vikings signed quarterback Kyler Murray to a 1-year veteran league minimum deal. But the reason why it's a veteran league minimum deal
Arizona's paying all that money.
He's still owed $36.8 million from Arizona, so he's getting paid regardless.
Yeah, he's getting paid.
And speaking of the Vikings, 2 of their star defensive tackles are going to different teams. The rival Packers signed defensive tackle Javon Hargrove to a 2-year, $23 million deal with $13 million this year.
Yep.
And the Bengals signed defensive tackle Jonathan Allen to a 2-year, $28 million deal. Dude, what's going on with the Vikings defense? Losing all their star players.
Vikings were really good last year, especially on defense. I mean, the offense was, behind JJ was not looking great.
Right.
McCarthy, that is, not Jefferson.
Right. Of course. Bills signed safety C.J. Gardner-Johnson to a 1-year, $6 million deal. This is like his 5th team since the start of last offseason.
He looked so good a couple seasons ago.
What's going on with him?
And then since then, it's just fallen off. I don't know what's going on there.
He said he likes to pick the contenders.
I guess. We got another, Deontay going on here.
Right. Yeah, what happened to that guy?
Johnson, like crazy. He had a great season, and then
he's gone.
Signed by 5 teams, and now he's not even probably on a roster.
Where'd he go? Bills also signed defensive end Bradley Chubb to a 3-year, $43.5 million deal with $29 million guaranteed. Miami's falling apart. We'll get into that later.
Oh my gosh, we're getting into that.
The Ravens signed now former Patriot safety Jalen Hawkins to a 2-year, $10 million deal. One more former Patriot here. Cardinals signed former Patriots linebacker Jack Gibbons to a 2-year deal, so that's another one of our guys gone on the defense. 49ers signed wide receiver Christian Kirk to a 2-year, $6 million deal. Second straight week they're adding to their wide receiver depth chart.
They need to do something over there after that Ayuk the puke situation.
Yeah, I know, seriously. They got Mike Evans and him, so.
I know, Evans is sick. That's a sick signing.
And then we got 2 notable trades, Frankie. The Chiefs acquired quarterback Justin Fields from the Jets for a 2027 6th-round pick. The Jets are going to have to eat a large portion of his salary, and Fields is expected to start with Pat Mahomes, obviously recovering from a torn ACL.
That's a smart move by them. It's like, but he's going to eat away at some of the. They just signed Kenny Walker. Now Kenny Walker was not happy about splitting time with Zach Charbonnet. That's a lot of people are saying that, and I agree. I wouldn't either. But Justin Fields going to be taking some of those touchdowns, taking some of that rushing away too.
That's
so it's like he's probably not all that happy about that until Mahomes gets back. I know it's not the whole season, but
I agree.
What I mean? I think it's a good move because Fields at times has looked okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's looked 30-point games for me last year because of quarterback injuries and fantasy.
I'm saying he runs the ball well, and he hasn't developed what they thought. But in college, he was nasty, and he's had a couple good fantasy seasons.
Right, absolutely. And then the last one here, Frankie, very notable. The Broncos acquired wide receiver Jalen Waddle in a 4th-round pick from the Dolphins for a 1st, 3rd, and 4th-round pick in this year's draft. The Broncos, man, they're getting ready. They're trying to get to the Super Bowl with Bo Nix.
Broncos look stacked up with that move. That move is huge for them, honestly. Yeah. And I don't that whole situation in Miami. What's going on there? What you just signed? A franchise quarterback. $67 million.
He's gonna suck.
He's gonna be terrible. And what did I say on the show? I said I could see him going to Miami, or I could see him going to the Cardinals.
I thought Cardinals would have made sense.
And what did we both say? We both said from a career standpoint, Cardinals would have made a lot more sense
with the weapons they got over there.
Jacoby Brissett was like the 2nd or 3rd best quarterback in the league the last half of the season.
Jacoby Brissett.
We're talking about Jacoby Brissett,
right?
You know what I mean? So it's like.
And now the Dolphins are going to be working with Achane getting the ball 95% of the time.
They're going to put 15 guys in the box and leave the wide receivers wide open because it's like, what do you got to do?
Right now, their most experienced receiver on that offense is Malik Washington.
He's okay as like a 3rd or 4th guy, but it's like he's not a number 1.
Oh, that's funny.
It seems like a fire sale there, doesn't it?
It's crazy.
It's crazy. And McDaniels was gone, obviously. They're getting rid of all these guys, and then they trade their best wide receiver by far on the roster.
0-17.
Yeah. Oh, I could be.
Yes, sir, Frank. That's all we got for the news, brother.
Crazy Wicked Pissah news, lot to talk
Man.
about. There's been a lot going on. I mean, free agency's been awesome this year. I read something that they spent more this year than they have ever in history already, and it's been crazy. But nonetheless, let's get into the Foxboro Focus. We have a short Foxboro Focus this week.
Free agency moves are obviously being done and all that.
Yeah.
We made another notable move this past
was a
week,
good
so let's
move.
bring it up. And I love this move.
Me too.
The Patriots have signed 3-time Pro Bowl safety Kevin Byard to a 1-year, $9 million deal. He's up there in age, 32 years old, but this
Yeah,
is
it
a
don't matter.
great move by Mike Vrabel and the Patriots. For starters, like we've talked about, they've needed safety depth and veteran experience. Both Woodson and Jalen Hawkins are on the younger side, but both played great last season. And now with Hawkins gone, this move looks even better.
Yep.
Mind you, familiarity. Byard played under Vrabel for 5+ seasons in Tennessee, so familiarity there.
He had three Pro Bowls.
That's what I'm saying.
Kid's an
3-time
animal.
Pro Bowler. He was a first-team All-Pro last season with the Bears, and he led the league in interceptions with 7. Also,
I love that.
played in all 17 games and racked up 93 tackles and 8 pass deflections. The guy is a ball hawk. Ever since 2016, he's picked off 36 passes, which is also first in the NFL.
I love
I'm a big
that.
fan of this move, Frankie. Like I've been saying, we need
It's a
safety now.
huge
Love
move.
it. Love it.
That's a
dude.
great move for the.
You know, added to the
Boys.
secondary, a veteran guy, a guy that Mike Vrabel knows too.
Yep.
And he even said it when they did his interview. He said it was between 2 teams. He wanted to either go back to Chicago or play for Vrabel in New England. So
Love that.
we're going to get his all, bro.
Let's go.
And let's just get into the minor moves from this
Yeah.
past week, too. So the Patriots signed linebacker KJ Britt to a 1-year deal he spent last year with the Dolphins. Played primarily on special teams,
Yeah.
where he racked up 10 special teams tackles and 35 total tackles on defense. Patriots also signed former Dolphins tight end Julian Hill to a 3-year, $18 million deal. Only 15 catches for 140 yards last season. So I hope we target another tight end.
Yeah,
he could be
I do
used for
too.
blocking and
He's
all
a
that
blocker
stuff.
more than anything else. But
Right,
yeah.
so I could see him being like a 3rd tight end and a 3
Yeah,
tight
we
end
need another
set.
tight end
That's
for
what I'm
sure.
saying. Patriots also signed safety Mike Brown, who played for Vrabel in Tennessee in
Yep.
2023. He's played mostly on special teams, so adding safety depth and special teams help there. And Frankie, we got a notable release here. The Patriots
Yeah.
released linebacker Anthony Jennings after 5 seasons with the team. He was drafted in 2020 out of Alabama, so he gone.
He gone.
I liked Anthony Jennings too.
Me too. I liked him too, but I mean, hey, they can't argue with the defense played great last year. Now we're signing a couple guys. I know we lost a few, but that's the name of the game.
Let's get Joey Bosa in there.
Let's go.
Good stuff, Frankie.
Another great Foxboro Focus. Let's get into the lava round. We're doing more predictions. We got wide out and tight end predictions, like some of the top free agents that are still out there. So why don't we jump
notable
right into
names
that?
left.
Yeah, absolutely. Why don't we start off with Tyreek Hill? Keith, what do you got him going?
Tyreek Hill, Cheetah, man. You know what, Frankie?
Cheetah.
I got a twofer here. I think there's
I like
2
that.
teams he could be going to, and I'm going to say the Chiefs or the Chargers.
I got the Chiefs too.
So, one of the fastest and most explosive wide receivers the NFL has ever seen, with
Yes,
almost
sir.
12,000 career yards and 80-plus touchdowns to his name. He was slowed, obviously, by that gruesome injury
Oh,
last
that was
season.
gross.
Now, after only 4 games played in 2025, he dislocated his left knee, multiple torn ligaments, including a torn ACL in Week 4 versus the Jets. A lot of people, analysts, and even doctors were unsure of his football future, but after a successful surgery, he claims he's going to be ready for next season at the start of next season. And I could see a homecoming with the Chiefs, even if Mahomes misses some time to start the season, simply because of the familiar atmosphere with
Yeah,
Andy Reid and
I
being
like that a lot.
also being a fan favorite over there. Also, seeing they've added really good running back in Kenny Walker III could be enticing for him to come back, knowing play actions could get him free down the field. May come down to also who plays quarterback if Mahomes is going to miss time, which he
Right.
obviously is gonna.
Yeah.
And the reason I say the Chargers, it seems like a logical fit due to his old head coach in Miami, Mike McDaniel, calling the offense there now.
Yeah.
And the Chargers could use some help at wide receiver if Keenan Allen doesn't return, which I don't think he's gonna. Hill will definitely have some options. I think these are the top 2 for him.
I like both of those actually. So I mean, I have him at KC too. That's really I said KC or maybe even retirement. He's got some off the field stuff going on,
yeah,
obviously
that's
too.
right,
So
that's right.
there's some worry there. But he had his best seasons with Mahomes. You know,
Super Bowls.
arguably, obviously, he's played unbelievable there. They just brought back their former OC Eric Bieniemy. So I think that is right in the mix. And then Rashee Rice is most likely getting suspended also.
Yeah,
right?
he
So
is.
it's like he's got off the field stuff. Hollywood Brown just re-signed, and Juju Smith-Schuster is a free agent. So they need something, and you might have a prove-it deal here. You're going to get Tyreek Hill real cheap probably this year because of that
And they need
nasty injury. So
Right.
I like the Chargers too with Mike McDaniels. For me, it's probably KC is my favorite, but I would say KC Chargers or maybe retirement. So
Yeah, I like that, Frankie.
Yeah.
All right, Frankie, let's move over to Stephon
Okay,
Diggs. And where do you
okay.
see him going, Frankie?
Oh man, I don't like that he's not on our team, but at the
I
same
agree.
time, it's like I think he could come back. So that is
I
a
saw
possibility.
something like that, yep.
That he is coming back to us. So off the field issues is what the biggest problem is, and I think that's why he was released. Obviously, they may not say that out loud, but I mean, let's be real. He was a great player for us.
Right.
85 catches, over 1,000 yards. Great third down guy for us. Great teammate. Great locker room guy this year.
Help the development of our quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, I like the Ravens a lot in this one. I think Zay Flowers needs a good second. Right now, for wide receivers on the roster, the second wide receiver only had, the second most yards a wide receiver had was only 330.
Yeah, Rashad Bateman.
No, it was actually DeAndre Hopkins.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah,
Hopkins
you're right.
had
You're right.
330 yards this year, and that was their second highest for a wideout, which is crazy.
Bateman
to
was
think
less.
about.
You're right. Yeah.
Yeah, so Bateman, because I think Bateman missed time, and it is what it is. But obviously, Zay Flowers and Diggs, I mean, that makes quite a bit of a noise right there. I feel like that helps them a lot. So
I think
I
it
like
does.
that, or I like back to the Patriots for a discount, obviously. Elliott Wolf has actually
You
come
can't
out.
get that deal.
Yeah, Elliott Wolf for the Pats has come out and said the door isn't completely shut. And
I
that
like
was
that.
recently. So those are my two top candidates for him. What do you think?
So, Frankie, I'm actually going to say the Titans.
Titans, okay.
So, isn't Tennessee the place they say older wide receivers go to essentially fall off and die? So, all jokes aside, I could see Diggs go there and make a difference. For starters, there is familiarity on the Titans offense for
Yep.
Diggs. His former OC in Buffalo, Brian Dable, is now the Titans' new OC.
Yeah.
And Diggs put up phenomenal numbers in a Dable-run offense.
That's true.
Also, with rumors the Titans may trade wide receiver Calvin Ridley, Diggs could be a veteran go-to target for second-year quarterback Cam Ward. I mean, look what Diggs did with Drake May in May's second year last season. He could certainly help Cam Ward's development.
Yeah, that's a fact.
And lastly, it's clear Diggs wants a decent contract, and he could potentially get one with the Titans. They are number one in terms of cap
They have
space,
a ton of
working
cap
with over
space.
$90 million. I also think if Diggs wants to continue volume within an offense, the Titans, who aren't the best running team, obviously Tony Pollard and Tajay Spears, didn't do too much last year.
No.
That could be a good team for him to
I
go to,
agree.
considering getting some volume and also getting targets.
I can see that for sure.
Yes, sir, Frankie. All right, number 3, we got Deebo Samuel. And where do you see him going, bro?
So Debo, I love Debo. He's nasty. He's a
Versatile player.
He's so versatile. I was thinking Broncos before the Jalen Waddle trade today, but I also had down the Bills and maybe even the Patriots if they really try to do something. We need somebody else, you know what I mean, on this roster for
I would
a wide
love to
receiver.
go to the Patriots.
You know, but I like the Bills a lot. The Bills tried to trade for him last year.
Yeah,
and
they
they
did.
were close. So to me, it was going to be the Broncos or the Bills. Again, they were very close to trading with Washington to get him, is what I read. And again, I think he would fit well there too. I would love to see him in a Pats uniform. Although, you know what I mean, I don't think it's going to happen. But
Considering
you
we
know,
have the money.
I'm saying if we can pay this man, I think that's a good move. I do like the Bills. I loved the Broncos before they made that Jalen Waddle trade. So I'm going to say Bills or Pats.
All right, Frankie. Yeah, I'm actually going to say Ravens here.
I like the Ravens too. That's a
Now,
good one.
the Ravens could definitely use somebody like Deebo Samuel on that offense. Like
Mm-hmm.
you said, man, they struggled in terms of production other than Zay Flowers.
That's a fact.
So they're seriously lacking wide receiver depth, obviously.
Yeah, and they lost Likely too, so it's like they need some help there.
Other than Zay Flowers, nobody else in that wide receiver room had over 19 catches. You were talking about the yards, but also
Yeah.
nobody had over 19 catches,
That's
bro.
crazy, honestly.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
crazy.
Now, I'm sure they'll look at wide receivers in the draft too, but signing Samuel could fill a few needs for that offense and team overall. They'd be getting a dynamic veteran playmaker who had 72 receptions and 6 total touchdowns last year. Deebo can also run the ball effectively too, making the run options with Lamar Jackson even more lethal for opposing defenses. And he's also effective in the return game. The guy had 452 kick return yards this past season with Washington, including a 69-yarder. The Ravens are 5th in cap space and could easily afford this move, and I could see it happening,
I
bro,
like
honestly.
that. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot, actually.
Especially considering the way they run their
Like I
offense,
said
too.
about like Diggs going there or Debo, I mean they need to do something.
They need to do something, bro.
It doesn't get
you
much
brought
worse
up the
than that.
yards, the receptions, man. It doesn't add up, man. Zay Flowers can't do it
The
all.
math ain't math.
That's right. And then, Frankie, let's move over to some tight ends.
Okay,
We're going to start
okay.
with the top one left on the market. We'll go to David Njoku.
Ooh,
Where do you see him
Njoku.
going?
I love Njoku. Honestly, this
He's a
kid's
dog.
nasty. I mean, he has missed 11 games in the last 2 seasons, which is kind of a concern, obviously, if you're going to pay. He is a freak, physical freak, and he's
Oh, he
nasty.
is.
He's been in the league a while, but I mean, again,
Be 30 this upcoming
I'm
season.
saying, so 11 games he missed last 2 seasons. That's kind of a concern. I like 2 teams, really. The Ravens, again, I'm talking about, because, again, they just lost Likely.
Right.
It's in the same, division. I think that actually probably be good for him, but I feel like he would kill it on that team with Lamar. Or the Patriots are a sleeper in this, too.
Yeah.
I think the Patriots really need another tight end, and I think he would be a great fit for our system. And those are my 2 favorites, so.
So, Frankie, I'm actually going to say the Panthers.
Okay.
So, like I just said, he'll be 30 by the start of next season, and he can still be productive. Obviously, the injuries are cause for concern, like you were just talking about, but he could provide a lot for a tight end needy team.
They definitely are up there on my list, too, because it's like they've, Tommy Tremble and they have
Jatavion Sanders and Mitchell Evans.
Yeah, it hasn't been what they wanted there.
Right. So the number is obviously for Njoku. They looked down last season. He only played in 12 games. He still had 4 touchdowns. But the Panthers are 100% a tight end needy team. They've dealt with injuries constantly to their tight ends, and they haven't had a true number 1 tight end since Greg Olsen retired.
Olsen was my guy.
And I know he was a dog. And while Tommy Tremble, Jatavion Sanders, and Mitchell Evans, they had a combined 62 catches and only 5 touchdowns, they still need the help. Even being toward the bottom of the league in cap space, with Njoku dealing with recent injuries, you could probably sign him to a 1-year kind of prove-it deal.
If they can get him on a prove-it deal, it makes them a lot of sense.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
For sure. I mean, do they have the money?
He'd get production there, too. Think about it. The guy
they need it.
He kind of fell when Harold Fanning Jr. was starting to ball out
Fanning's
as a rookie.
Nasty. That kid's good.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
So that's why they don't need to re-sign him for big money. He's probably looking for a big contract. That's going to be one of the issues with Carolina. I like Carolina. They need a tight end. I think that would be a great. Yeah, and they've been spending money like crazy too. So it's like the last 2 seasons they've been paying people. So it's like maybe he goes there too. I do like Carolina a lot in that.
I think that would make sense, and also I would love him on the Patriots too. But I'm going to say Carolina
right there. I like it.
And then lastly, Frankie, we're going to move over to Jonnu Smith. And where could you see him going?
I mean, I like him possibly going back with Mike McDaniels at the Chargers OC now, obviously.
So productive in the Miami offense.
He was unbelievable with Mike McDaniels, right?
Yeah.
So he had his best season by far, which was only 2 years ago. So 88 catches, 884 yards, 8 touchdowns.
Had him in fantasy that year.
Right? Yeah, he went absolute bananas, right?
Yep.
Last season, 38 catches, 222 yards, and 2 touchdowns. I know that's a lot of 2s, but I could really see him going back to the Chargers. And on the other side of it, if he's not going to get paid a lot, I could also see him going to Carolina, kind of for the same reasons you just talked about. But because Carolina doesn't have as much cap space, he may want or be cheaper, I think, than Njoku. I would obviously pay Njoku more than Jonnu Smith, but those are my 2 favorites there. So
Frankie, I'm actually going to say a reunion with the Patriots.
Okay.
I think a reunion with the Patriots makes sense here, regardless of his underwhelming numbers with us. In 2 seasons with us, 2021 and 2022, he only had a combined 55 catches for 539 yards and only 1 touchdown. But mind you, Josh McDaniels left his first year with us, and we had nothing but show OCs while he was here. Who didn't know how to use him properly? He would add a versatile option as a number 2 tight end who has rushing upside. The guy had 3 rush touchdowns last year, too. And I think with McDaniels as OC, he could make his second stint in New England better and provide another weapon for Drake May and this offense. And lastly, the guy played for Mike Vrabel in Tennessee for some productive seasons.
That's true.
I could see this happening, and I don't blame his lackluster performance with us the last time he was here. I always said that, man. It was the show offensive system. Mind you, had Matt Patricia,
it's a good
DC,
spot for him, honestly.
Calling offensive plays, bro.
Yeah.
That's why I don't think he did so well with us, because honestly, the offense was run like so I could see him coming back to the Patriots, maybe on a 1-year deal, kind of prove it. And mind you, when he was with Tennessee with Mike Vrabel, that's why he got such a big contract with us. Played great. I think he had like 9 touchdowns.
Yeah. I like that too.
So I like it, Frankie. I could see that.
Good stuff, brother.
Good stuff, bro. See what happens.
Another great live round. I love these predictions. I mean, hopefully have trivia or a guest next week. Thanks for liking, subscribe, and all that. Oh, here we go. Dude. This guy.
Oh, always something, Frankie.
Yep.
Hello?
The sun is dying.
Okay, what do you want me to do about it? What the f?
If we do nothing, everything on this planet will go extinct, including us.
Listen. I do a sports podcast. Send Ben Affleck and Bruce Willis up there. They've done some crazy space. I don't know what you want me to do.
What was that all about, dude?
Dude, I don't even know. Dude, what the f is that all about?
Oh, that's just my boy Rocky.
Yo, Adrian! I did it!
Not you, Balboa. That Rocky.
Okay, Frank, obviously, what the hell is it this week?
You know what it is. Project Hail Mary with Ryan Gosling. That looks great. I can't wait to see this.
Yeah, no, it looks pretty interesting.
It does, it really does.
Talking about the sun dying and whatnot.
The game will begin in 5, 4, 3, 2. Do you have any questions?
Yeah, what game?
And why do these motherfuckers have guns and weapons?
The heads of the council families will try to kill you.
Okay, Frank, so something crazy is going on. It's obviously a double feature. Why don't you bring up this one for me?
Ready or Not 2 comes out this week also. This one looks great. The first one was awesome.
Oh, dude, the first one was savage. All right, Frankie, obviously we're not safe here, bro, so do your lines. Let's get up on out of here.
From Beantown to your town, stay Wicked Pissah.
So from Foxboro to your bro, thanks for listening, everybody. We're going to see you next week. Frank, duck.